You're able to see my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. So last class we were talking about the type of attributes. So we talked about nominal where we were telling that we have names. So they are all categoric attributes. So where we say the attributes values would be different states or categories or names of things, etc. Like say for example hair color. It can be like say black, brown, gray, etc. Say marital status. So single, divorced. Married and all that can be occupation like say driver or say teacher or doctor and all that. So they are all different categories, but they don't have any specific order for them. So they are just nominal attributes where we say just names or categories, but they don't have any particular order. Whereas and when you talk about binary, it can have two values, so it's kind of nominal. So I even mentioned about in nominal, you can actually put instead of names, you can put numbers. I hope you would have done it in lab exam or your regular labs. So what happens is you can number, but then it doesn't make sense to like say subtract or do any mathematical operation. It is just a number, but still it's like kind of category only. It's not like your normal quantitative, like say continuous attribute like age. So that is there. Now, when you talk about binary attribute, we understand that we can have only two states, which is 0 and 1. So in that, when we have only two states, like it's only 0 or 1, that is like say male, female, say it is present, absent, or positive, negative for the test, etc. So now what happens is there are two kinds of binary attributes. So it is symmetric or asymmetric. So when I say symmetric, both outcomes are equally important. That is both values. When we say attribute, it has two values, we said, because it is binary. Both attributes are having same importance, equal importance, then we say it is symmetric. So like say for example gender, male, female, equal importance. But what if it's a medical test? So when you say a medical test is positive, it has more importance than a negative. So that is having, so usually we assign one. So here the values are not having equal importance. So that's by binary. Then we talked about ordinal where we have values would have a meaningful order. Okay, but then we don't know how much larger it is. Like say for example, if I tell small, medium, large, we don't know when you tell small and medium how much larger it is when you compare that small and medium. But then we know that one is greater than the other. So that's it. Order or ranking is known to us, but we don't know the exact magnitude. So then we talked about some examples like say rating, where we say not satisfied, neutral, highly satisfied, and all those kind of things. Like you rate, isn't it? Like say you rate on a scale of 1 to 5. Though it is numbers, it is still like a category, not like say when you say age. Value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your rating is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is actually different meaningfully. So it is still category, but then you understand that we can even give numbers, but it has an order. That's what we understood. When it is ordinal, we can have order. I mean, it has an order, but if it is nominal, it is just some categories. And we even mentioned that when we discretize numeric attributes like say temperature, age, etc., it becomes ordinal attributes. Like say for example, temperature is a continuous valued attribute, and if I discretize it to like say three different category and I put it as say cool, hot, medium, cool, medium, hot, so there is an order now, and it's an ordinal attribute now. Similarly, like say age, if it is young, adult, senior, something like that. So we can say now it was actually a continuous valued attribute. We have discretized it, but it has an order now. So usually when we discretize your continuous valued attribute, it becomes ordinal. So this much we discussed, and also we talked about discrete and continuous. Discrete is all these what we explained before. Continuous valued attributes are having real numbers. It can have any continuous finite values. I mean infinite values. So temperature, height, weight, age, all these are continuous attributes. Then we talked about dissimilarity and similarity. So in similarity, how similar they are. Dissimilarity is usually the distance. So when we say similarity, if the value is high, we say the objects are very similar. And if it is dissimilarity or distance, it is actually like when you say distance, which means if it's high, it means they are not at all similar. So that is dissimilarity. So proximity is either similarity or dissimilarity. Now we even discussed about data metrics and dissimilarity metrics. Data metrics means you're just putting it in metrics form, your instance and your attributes. So we have n data points and p dimensions or p features or attributes that is shown here as a data metrics. Now dissimilarity metrics, of course, when you take say distance of 2 comma 1, we don't have to again find distance of 1 comma 2, it will be same. So that is why only the lower part of the diagonal elements are shown. So they are the a triangular matrix. So it's a distance of each point to each other point is shown. So that is your dissimilarity matrix. Now we talked about Euclidean distance. So in numeric valued attributes, Euclidean distance, Manhattan distance, etc. is a major what we use. So how do we calculate, etc. is familiar. Minkowski is the generic form of it. When h is equal to 1, it is Manhattan. H is equal to 2, it is Euclidean distance, and so on. So that is actually Minkowski distance. So Manhattan and Euclidean is what we usually use. And we have used it also in many places. So you know already what is this. Now they've even shown an example. Now proximity measure for a nominal attribute. So like say for example we have red, yellow, blue, green, etc. Some kind of nominal attribute. So first method is like simple matching. So how do we find the distance? So you can have distance as p minus m by p. Number of matches and divided by p. So now for example if we take like say I have only one attribute, assuming I have only one attribute, and say these are the three different values it takes. So these are four instances and I have the value for test one as code A, code B, code C, code A. Now I have to find the distance matrix. So how do we find? We know that it is p minus m by p. So what is p here? P is 1, isn't it? And what is m? M is what? The number of matches. So can we tell what is the number of matches in say when I say 2 comma 1, how many matches it has? 2 comma 1 means we are comparing the first two rows. So how many matches it has? We have only one attribute which is test 1. How many matches it has? Does it have any match here? Is there someone on the other side? Tell something. Am I audible, students?
Audible, ma'am.
Yeah, wonderful. So what happened? Why you not responding? See, our simple method is we are just finding the matches, that is m, and p is the number of attributes. In this example, we have only one attribute which is test one, and we are comparing each instance. So we'll find 2 comma 1, 3 comma 1, 4 comma 1, 3, all these. So how do we find d of 2 comma 1? So it is p minus m by p. P is your number of attribute. We know that now we are considering only one attribute. So it is 1. Now what is m here when you compare 2 and 1? How many number of matches you have? I won't say. You have to say. What is this?
0, ma'am.
Yeah, 0. Because first instance and second instance, they're having two different values for this attribute. So there is no match. So we'll write 0. So 1 minus 0 by 1. So it is 1. That is how we got 1. Now when you compare 3 comma 1. Okay. So which means 3 is code C. 3 is this instance. 1 is this instance. How many matches? Again, there is no match because 1 is code A, 1 is code C. There is no match. So it is again 1. Now when you take d of 4 comma 1, so when you take the first instance and fourth instance, p is again 1, but what is the matches? Number of matches is also 1. So it is 1 minus 1 by 1. So it is 0 by 1. So 0. That is how we got 0. Similarly, we have to find others. Did you understand that? Sure. It's better if I record and just upload the video, I mean audio. Did you understand or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Why all are so quiet? What are you all doing? You have a test today? Do you have any test today? That also no answer.
No, ma'am.
No. It is just our usual habit, nothing else. 58 people are there. One voice also I am not able to hear. Anyway. Okay. So this is how you are talking about the symbol matching. Okay. So now, so if this is distance, now similarity, distance or dissimilarity, we can say. Now, if it is similarity, we'll find 1 minus that dij. So that will becomes your m by p. Okay. So matches by matches is your similarity. No. So number of matches by the total number of attributes will be your similarity. Okay. So if you were supposed to find in symbol way method the dissimilar sorry similarity, you will have to do m by p. Okay, for each of these. Now, so my question would be find the sorry similarity between sorry find the similarity between 4 comma 1. So then I would you should be writing m by p, where m is match, number of match is 1, and p is number of attribute is again 1. So that is m by sorry 1 by 1, which is 1, something like that. Okay. And it makes sense, isn't it? Number one, instance number 1 and instance number 4, if you compare, both are having same value. So of course similarity is 1, which means they are exactly similar. So that is the meaning. Okay. And in the other case, like say if you take 2 comma 1, we have only one attribute and they are entirely different. So we say their similarity would be 0. Okay. So that is what it is. So similarity or dissimilarity, both we can find. Now let us talk about binary attribute. Okay, this was the example for nominal. Now we are talking about binary attribute. So binary, we know that we'll have only 1 or 0 as the value. Okay, and so if we are going to compare two objects, like say object I and object J, this QRST, that is what is used in the formula. So what are they? So when you have 1 and 0, 1 and 1, that is for object I and J, you have 1. Then we say that total number of how many attributes you have, 1 for both object. And when you compare object I and object J, how many attributes have 1 1? Okay, that is both for object I and object J, we should be having one value. How like that, how many attributes are there? That becomes your Q. Now if it is 1 0, that is for object I it becomes 0, object J it becomes sorry object I it becomes 1, object J it becomes 0. That count how many attributes like that we have, that is your R. Similarly, how many are like this? That is object I is having 0 and object J is having 1. Like that, how many attributes? That becomes S. Similarly, T is both objects, that attributes value is 0. Like that, how many attributes are there? That becomes T. So that is your QRST. Now, how do you find the, I'll write for which it is. So if it is an asymmetric, symmetric binary attribute, we will write, we will use the first form. If it is asymmetric, we use the second form. Okay, that is because for asymmetric, we are more concentrating on the 1, not on the zeros. If both are zeros, it is actually not mattering us. So we don't write. Okay. Because 0 is not so significant for the binary, asymmetric binary, because we told like say asymmetric means both are not having same importance. So when we say positive test results are positive, we give more weightage for that. So we put it as 1. So both results being negative, we are not, it doesn't make any significance for us, so we don't count it. Okay, so that is the only difference when you compare symmetric and asymmetric. And this is dissimilarity value. For similarity, how do you find is 1 minus dij, and it will be q by q plus r by r plus s. Okay, So now let us see. Q is the similarity, the match. R and S are the mismatch. 1 0 and 0 1. So by chance, if you don't remember exactly which is R and which is S, anyway when you add, it's a 5. Okay, the one is 1 0, one is 0 1. Okay, so that number of mismatches is what your numerator is, and this is that number of mismatches plus that match. Okay, and this is the T contributes to your number of matches for your 0 also. Okay, now let us see one example. We have an example of say some patients and then their gender, fever, cough, and for test results. Okay, gender is a symmetric attribute. Assume that we are not considering it now. Okay, because it's a combination. As of now, we are considering only the asymmetric binary, and uh, we should put as 1 and 0. No, so assume that uh, it's actually obvious, but say for example, fever is yes. So we have more importance for that. So we put it as 1. Similarly, test result being positive, that has more importance because they are asymmetric, so one of them will have more importance than the other. So so we give one value for the y and p, and the n value is 0. Okay, so now let us find the similarity. So first, it's better to write it as ones and zeros so that we can find that easily. Okay, so for each of these, we are putting ones and zeros. So wherever we have yes, we write it as 1. Wherever we have no, it is 0. Wherever we have positive, we say 1. Wherever we have negative, we say 0. Okay, this much is clear. You have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, somebody is there. Okay. So now it's the same thing what I've copied here. Now, how do you find the similarity of Jack and Mary? That is the first two instances. Okay. Can you tell me what is the numerator, or what is R and what is S? That is 1 0 and 0 1 combination. How many we have? How many 1 0 combination we have? That is, Jack should have 1 value and Mary should have 0 value. Like that, how many attributes are there?
2.
Okay.
0. 0.
Jack and Mary, we are checking. Jack, the first instance, that is the Jack, should have 1
3,
value.
ma'am.
1 and 0.
0, ma'am.
0. Why you felt 3? Can you just explain to me?
I
You
thought
tell,
it's
it's okay. Yeah. You counted something else. What did you count? 0 0 you counted.
no, ma'am. I counted this one. Jack fever and Mary fever. Test 1 and test 3.
Jack fever is 1 1, no?
Yeah, ma'am. And I have
Ah,
counted test 1 and test 3 also.
test, okay. Yeah, but test 1 is 1 1. We are seeing which combination 1 0. Do we have a 1 0 here? See only the first two instances. Let me just make the pointer different. Yeah. So we are seeing only the first two rows. Okay. Do we have a 1 0 combination? We don't have at all, isn't it? So we don't have a 1 0 combination. That is 1 in the first row, 0 in the second row. We don't have like that. So we put 0 here. That is our R. Now what is S? That is 0 1 combination. That is, first object will have 0 value, and corresponding attributes second instance will have 1 value. How many instances like that? We have
1.
only one
Test 3.
case, isn't it? Test 3. So it is only 1. So the count is 1. How many attributes like that is the R and S? So here we have only one attribute. So we write 1. Okay. So this is R. This is S. Now what is the denominator if you remember the formula? We are talking about asymmetric only. So our formula is R plus S by Q plus R plus S. Okay. So R plus S we have found out. Now Q also we should find. What is Q? Q means 1 1. Isn't it? Both object having 1. So how many instances we have 1 1 situation? This is 1.
2.
This is another one. So 2 cases. Isn't it? So that is why Q is 2. 2, and then R and S already we have found, so 0 plus 1. So this is our similarity for Jack comma Mary. So that is, when you calculate it, it becomes 0.33. Now can somebody try for Jack comma Jim, or Mary, yeah, Jack comma Jim. So this first row and third row you have to compare. First you have to tell me
Mm.
how many 1 0.
1, ma'am.
Test
Test 1
one.
we
Only
have
one.
1
Test
0.
1, only test 1, we have 1 0. That is in the first row we have 1, last row we
And
have
cuff
0.
we have 0 and 1.
Yeah, so that is the first R, which is 1 0, we counted as one attribute. So that is 1. Now S is 0 1 combination. So first instance 0, last instance 1, that we have only one place. So we count it as 1. Now how many Q? That is 1 1 situation. First row we should have 1, last row also 1. Like that we have only one case, which is fever case. So that is 1. Now R and S already found. So that is 1 plus 1 plus 1. So this becomes our Jack comma Jim comparison. Okay. Now how do we compare Jim comma Mary? It's this way. Okay. Jim comma Mary. So 0 1. How many 0 1? 0 1. First one is 0 1 or 1 0. First one is 1 0, right?
1 0, ma'am.
1 0. R is 1 0. So we should see like this. 1 0. How many we have? We have to see
Only
1
one.
in the
Only
last.
1.
Only 1. So 1 0. That's what I told. By mistake, if you swap the value of R and S also, it doesn't change your value. So you don't have to worry that much. What you have to think is numerator is that mismatches count and denominator is mismatch plus the Q value also. That is both ones. Okay. So that is what you have to remember. If not exactly the formula, what you have to remember is the mismatch count should be on the numerator. Denominator will be mismatch count plus the 1 1 scenario in 1 1 scenario, count of 1 1 scenario. Now this is in case of asymmetric only. Okay. So now we are talking about Jim comma Mary. So we found that 1 0 is there only in this case. See, don't think it is 0 1. I am talking about Jim comma Mary. So of course the value will finally become the same, but how do we consider is 1 comma 1 0, that is there only in cuff. So we write 1. Now 0 1, how many are there? So 0 1 here, again 0 1 here, so it is 2. Okay. Now these two R and S are already found. Now how many we have? Q, that is 1 1 situation. So 1 1 situation we have only in this case. So we write this. So we have these three values. Now we can say which is more similar. So Jack comma Mary. So can you just tell me from this which would be most similar? We are finding the dissimilarity. This is dissimilarity matrix. And now we got some values for each of these. Which two patients are more similar?
Jack
Jack
and
and
Mary.
Jack and Mary. Because more dissimilarity, they are more dissimilar. They are not similar. But then when you have a smaller value, we say they are very similar. So Jack comma Mary is the more closest 2 points, we can say. Okay. So do you want me to repeat this or is it clear to you?
Clear, ma'am.
Clear.
Anybody has any confusion? Perfect silence. I'm anyway stopping here because we have so many things coming up here. So I'm just doing this. Maybe I'll just tell once again. If at all somebody has not listened or not understood, I'll just repeat once. So what we do is first we are talking about dissimilarity between binary variables. Okay. Previously what we discussed was just simple method of how we'll find for any nominal attribute. Now we are talking about there it was P minus M by P for dissimilarity, and for similarity it was M by P, just number of matches you are taking. Now when it is binary attribute, we are taking that R plus S by Q plus R plus S plus T if it is symmetric binary, and if it is asymmetric it is this. Now for similarity it can be this way. Okay. So now we have to see we can even find the similarity from this table. Okay. Now there is an example where the different attributes are given, and assume that we are now considering only the asymmetric binary attributes. So we have all the other attributes other than gender are all asymmetric binary. Okay. And we have followed certain ways how you will put the numbers like 1 and 0, and now we have formed the matrix. Now when we have got this matrix, how do we find the similarity? So we know that for asymmetric binary, the formula is this. Okay, either you can remember the same formula, that is R plus S by Q plus R plus S, or at least remember that number of mismatches is on the numerator, and this is number of mismatches plus the 1 1 match. Okay, that is batching, but 1 1. Okay, so that count also. So now if you see this matrix, when you compare say Jack and Mary, you have to first see R and S. R is 1 0 combination. Do we have 1 0 combination in the sense Jack is taking a value 1 and Mary is taking a value 0? Like that, how many attributes? We don't have any attribute like that in these first two rows, so we say 0. Now when you say 0 1, we have one case, one attribute where we have 0 1 combination, so we write 1. Now what is this Q value? Wherever we have 1 1, how many attributes are having 1 1? That is 1 in Jack and 1 in Mary. So that is for 2 attributes, that is the count of number of attributes, that is what we are taking. So we have 2 attributes, so we write 2. Now we find this value. Similarly, we find for Jack, Jim, Mary, etc. Okay, so can you tell me the similarity of each of these? Don't use that 1 minus, you can try the other way. It is what is that, Q by Q plus R plus S. Only the numerator changes. Can you just try and tell me what would be the numerator and denominator? Denominator remains the same. What would be the numerator?
2.
Yeah, so the first case it will be 2 because we have written the Q here, isn't it? So 2 by 2 plus 1. Here it will be 1 by 3. Here it will be 1 by 4, isn't it? So it's easy to like we can ask. It can be similarity. Sorry, can be asked for finding the dissimilarity, or it can be asked to find the similarity. You should know both formulas. Okay, at least if you are not exactly able to remember this Q, R, S, S, T, etc., at least remember that basic thing what you're finding. So either the number of matches divided by that total or number of mismatches. So that count you should remember what you're writing. Okay. Next is actually something called Jaccard similarity, cosine similarity and all, which we'll see in the next class. Do you have anything to say? I mean, ask any doubts or anything regarding your evaluation, etc. We can discuss. Otherwise, maybe we'll leave.